into the ground. He's a star, that kid.
The man we just spoke about, Lewis Taylor. McCarthy.
Oh, he's going to go very high.
Very high. And he kicks the goal right on cue.
Draft night on the Gold Coast. Good evening, everyone. We are here to wrap it all up on afl.com.au. Matt Thompson alongside our draft expert, Callum Toomey, and the AFL's Mick Ablett. Welcome, guys. But, Mick, we've got to start with Cal because he nailed the top 13. Well done, mate.
Thank you, Matt. It's not about me, though. It's about the players. But, look, it was good to get a few there right, and there was a couple there that I was a little bit worried about. Pick 6, we didn't know which way the Pies would go. If it was going to be Matt Scharenberg, if it was going to be James Aish. They went with Scharenberg, a really good utility player. Wasn't scared off about those feet. Nothing to worry about there long term. The next one was pick 9. I guess we didn't know which way that one was going to go. Christian Salem, Nathan Freeman, the D's have been red hot on both of them. They went with Salem, and then a couple of the other ones played out. The big surprise, where it got a little bit interesting from our perspective, was Cameron McCarthy at pick 14. Obviously, the Giants had taken Tom Boyd at pick 1, and then went McCarthy, the second best tall, at pick 14.
Let's talk more, Mick, about the Bontempelli-H decision that the Bulldogs had to make. Talking to them, it sounds like it was a really tough choice.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think Bontempelli's probably the project player. We don't expect to see Marcus in the next 12 months, I wouldn't have thought, but don't write him off. At the same time, look, he's one of those players that can play through the midfield, he can play back, forward. He's the modern-day footballer.
Let's hear from the Bulldogs.
It was very close with James, Aish and a couple other players, but in the end we felt that Marcus was just that fractionally ahead in terms of where we see him being difficult to play against into the future, and very rare type in terms of that taller midfielder.
So that takes us to Collingwood. They've gone with Matt Scharenberg, but no dramas there with his feet, according to Derek Hine.
We just spent pick 6 in the national draft on him, so we've got no concerns at all. And we're just really hopeful that, we've spoken to our doctors, we've done extensive research on it, we're really confident he's going to be fine. I'm just hoping that he turns out the same as the last player that had a little bit of an injury doubt in Joel Solwit. We'd be more than happy.
So, Mick, you agree with Derek Hine there, no problems?
Absolutely. Look, Josh Thomas had a very similar injury. They put him in for a minor operation, hasn't missed a beat since. They've got themselves a dual All-Australian. He can play at either end of the ground and possibly even through the midfield at some stage.
All right, Cal, let's switch now to the Greater Western Sydney Giants. It's literally becoming the land of the Giants.
They like to trade off the Giants' name in everything that they do in their marketing strategies, but not necessarily their recruiting, but they may as well. They picked up Tom Boyd at pick 1, as I said before, McCarthy at pick 14, the second best tall in the draft, and then Rory Lobb at 29. We thought they might go there at pick 14. We thought the Swans might like him at pick 15. He got through to 29. He's the best pure ruckman in the draft, 205 centimetres, turns 21 next year, almost ready to go.
We spoke to Stephen Silvani on the draft floor.
In terms of our list, it's probably balanced itself out over the last 12 months now. So, obviously we went heavy with midfielders in our first couple of years, and, we're able to bring some tools onto our list, both in the ruck division, but also key position-wise over the last sort of 12 months. So, it's sort of balanced out its list going through this draft period.
Stephen Silvani there. Now, another big story this draft night was Dale Garlett. The question was, would a club take a punt on him? Hawthorn has. Right call?
Absolutely. There was genuine interest from a number of clubs with Dale. We know he's had his challenges off field, but he seems to have made improvement there, and enough improvement for a club to give him a chance. He's A-grade talent. He's done it at senior level all year with Swan Districts.
Let's check in with the Hawks.
There's obviously a lot of consideration with every pick, but certainly Dale over the last year or so has been able to, I suppose, get himself in a situation where he's being considered by most clubs, I would have thought, but we were really comfortable with the pick and very happy to pick him.
All right, so that's the word from the Hawks. Cal, as we wrap it all up, the big winners, the big losers tonight.
Look, really hard to say a club is a big loser tonight. I guess we'll see that in a couple of years when we can actually reflect on how the picks went. I think the big winner was the Brisbane Lions. They had a really bad trade period. We all know about that, the players leaving, but they replaced them with some really high-quality players. They never thought James A should be there at pick 7. I don't think they thought Louis Taylor would be there late in the 20s too. They got 2 key defenders in Daniel McStay and Darcy Gardner, and I think they're on the right track.
Obviously, there are a lot of players that missed out tonight. Were there any surprises that missed out?
I thought Eli Templeton would get drafted. Speedy sort of midfielder, can run all day through Tasmania there. So he had good championships too at under 18 level. I thought he'd get picked. I know Essendon had some interest in him. Obviously he gets a chance for the rookie draft.
What do you think?
Yeah, look, he's a good enough player to get a chance at some AFL club at some point. There's no doubt about that. He's got the traits of an AFL player. We'll see more of him in the future.
So straight into it with the rookie and pre-season drafts next week. Of course, coverage here from Callum on afl.com.au. Mick, your colleague Kevin Sheehan said earlier today that he thinks this will be the best top 10 in history. What about yourself? Do you agree with him?
Well, it's hard to argue with someone with that sort of experience, mate. I certainly wouldn't go against the guru. You throw Jack Martin and Jesse Hogan in that mix, and you've got the likes of Aish, Kolodjasny, Bontempelli, Tom Boyd. It could quite possibly be. He doesn't make these statements lightly.
Well, we have had an awesome night here on the Gold Coast, watching history happen really as the next crop of AFL superstars find their homes. Thank you so much for your company, and stay with afl.com.au in the coming days for complete coverage.